Hey, it's David Thomas with Orchard Hills Church and your morning devotion. Hope you are having an absolutely incredible day. So today I'm going to talk to you about the spirit of pride. All right, the issue, really the destructive issue of pride, and we really don't put enough awareness about pride in our lives. Obviously, we know, nobody likes anybody who's really proud, right? It's just always talking about themselves, bragging about themselves. Nobody wants to be around that person, but really, that's one example of pride, but all of us have pride in our lives, right? And it can come in a lot of shape, forms, and fashions. And let me read you right here in Proverbs 11:2. It says, when pride comes, then comes disgrace, right? And some versions say destruction. And so obviously in our lives, we don't want disgrace. We don't want destruction. We want to live an abundant. We want to live a blessed. We want to live a spirit-filled life in close communion with Christ. And we can't do that when our hearts are filled with pride. All right. So, we want to have humility. And in the same verse, it goes on to say, but with humility comes wisdom, right? Proverbs tells us our goal should be wisdom, godly wisdom. That's what we should be seeking. And we can't have that when we're full of pride. Now, does humility mean going around, talking bad about yourself, saying how dumb you are and how ugly you are and what a failure you are, just so you're not ever put above anyone else? Absolutely not. That's not the scriptural representation of humility. But what humility is it's putting the Lord's will in front of yours, the Lord's glory in front of yours, sacrificing yourself, your own desires sometimes, to make sure that God's will is done. A good representation of this is when Jesus, he was performing miracles. He turned water into wine. He walked on water. He raised people from the dead. The disciples knew very well that this was the Son of God and the true King. However, what did he do? He wrapped a towel around his waist and he went and he washed his disciples' feet, drying their feet with the towel he had wrapped around them. That was something that a servant, a slave does. Yet he humbled himself, the King of the universe, and washed their feet. And it was an example of true humility in the sense that not only, we could go back and say, first off, he humbled himself to be born of woman and to become a human being and to obviously live among us and to give us the gift of salvation. But in this example, he shows the disciples how to put others in front of themselves, even when they don't deserve it. Even somebody, the King of the universe, shows humility and set the example that the disciples are to follow, and that each and every one of us are to follow. So what we should take from that is, first and foremost, we are not above anyone else. Doesn't matter how great we think we are, what career achievements we have, how good looking we are, how much money we have, how blessed we are, and all the other things that you can be proud about. It all comes down to every single thing that we've achieved is all been through Christ's grace, through his mercy. None of it could we do on our own. You think back to, when you were young, in just a small child, you didn't know how to put your clothes on, right? You had to be taught. Somebody had to tell you, put in your left hand arm and then put it in your right arm, right? At the very basic level, how to tie your shoes. So God teaches us those same things, and everything that we're able to do now, God allowed that to be done. And he will humble us when necessary. There have been many times in my life, regrettably so, that God has had to humble me. And, I still have to be aware of, am I feeling proud? Am I exalting myself above others, above even Christ? Am I spending more time focusing on myself and my achievements and what I've got going on and coming and going and all that? Or am I really focused on the things of God? Because when you're more focused on yourself, it's an issue of pride. You're more important. you're more important than God. You're more important than God's agenda almost. When you're thinking, all you think about is yourself. Yeah, you might, pray in the morning and you might do this and you go to church, but are you truly putting God's will in front of your own? So I really challenge everybody today, and I'm challenging myself just as much, to take an inventory of every single aspect of your life. Have you truly given it to God? Have you truly yielded to his will in every area of your life? And are you truly giving God the glory for every single blessing you have in your life, knowing that none of it would be possible if it was not allowed by him? So we need to remember that as we go throughout our day, as we go throughout our week, and always be focused on the things of God. So I hope you have value from this today. I appreciate you watching every single devotion, and we will be back very soon. We'll talk to you later. Bye.